Do you want to look like an ogre in-game? Well, you can for now, but Jagex are looking to change a bunch of cosmetics they don't feel necessarily fit into the RuneScape universe. And while this abomination right here is staying for now, this shark outfit is not so lucky. So let's dive into their latest blog post and see what's changing. The Regrounding Outfits and Equipment project. So these are previews of planned changes coming on the 23rd of February in a couple weeks. Before they begin, they want to clarify to people that this doesn't mean they're stripping away the fantasy elements or the magic elements of RuneScape. Obviously, magic is a skill that's part of the world. Their grounding project refers to making the world feel cohesive and consistent within the outlines that they've set for themselves. Generally, a high fantasy themed world where magic permeates every aspect of the world built on medieval foundations. Not every single quest has to be an existential threat to the universe. I think that one's mainly referring to quests, but that's the general idea that they want to go with. So they're stressing that they want to have a clear visual identity for RuneScape, and they're cleaning up a lot of that. Over the years, we've added a wide range of items and cosmetics overrides that are visually intrusive or thematically out of place. And they have, up until this point, asked the community for the most intrusive outfits that they've started to look at. And in this blog post, they're not focusing on the wardrobe cosmetics that you can switch off as of January. Today, they're focusing mainly on item cosmetics that might not fit in. These ones cannot be turned off because they are items that you wear in-game. So even if you did turn off cosmetic overrides, you would still see these outfits. And in a future blog post, they will talk about the wardrobe cosmetics and the ones they plan to change there. So today we're focusing on item cosmetics. They have set some guidelines for these changes, and the main ones are: does the wearable item make the player look non-human? They want to get rid of that. Does the wearable significantly change the proportions of the player's avatar by, for example, flattening or enlarging their head? Does the wearable get in the way of other players being able to identify what's happening on the screen? For example, massive amounts of particle effects or oversized outfits? Does the item itself fit the world of RuneScape thematically? And could the outfit in question be created from materials found in RuneScape? Please note this is all work in progress. They're not done with this. They're just previewing some things they're working on. So elite skilling outfits is the first one they want to tackle. The big main first thing is that they're planning to rename all of the skilling outfits to better match what they actually are. For example, the Fury Shark outfit is currently the Fishing Master outfit, and you wouldn't know that from the name. In contrast to the Master Archaeology outfit, which is called Master Archaeologist outfit. So they're making that consistent throughout all the skills, which is good. Another change they're planning to do is a lot of the Treasure Hunter original skilling outfits come in 4 different parts, and you have to combine the 3 base parts to turn it into the master version of that skilling outfit. This was mainly done to sell more keys at the time and more loot boxes, so they're cleaning that up. There will only be a master version and a base version of the skilling outfits. The skilling outfits that had multiple pieces you needed to combine, they will obviously be rebalanced, so the currency you collect through skilling will require you to use more to create the master version now. It would probably be the same as creating the 3 individual pieces. So that's being upped, but it will be the same as before. It won't take any more effort than it did previously. It just makes the process of making the outfit easier. Also, they specify if you have parts of an outfit already made through these pieces, you will just instantly get the master version once this change goes through. They're not removing any pieces from you. They will just convert it to the master version that you're mainly trying to go for anyway. So here we have the skill name, we've got the current name of the outfit, and then the new name that it's being changed to. So Fury Shark outfit is being changed to Master Angler's outfit, and they've got a before and after of the visuals of it as well. Take a closer look at that. So here we go. That's the one I just showed you in game. That's being changed to this Master Angler outfit. Now, there is already a fishing outfit in-game. You can get this outfit from Fish Flingers, which you might recognize from the previous video I did on their blog post on changing RainyScape and stuff. And all this outfit does is increases your fishing experience by 5%. So instead of having this color, they are swapping it to the red color for the master version. And that's generally the theme for all of the outfits they're changing. Here we've got the divination outfit. It's just a more red version of the standard one, as you can see. The other one's more pink. Obviously, they've only shown us the male version in their preview. I don't know. I imagine this will just also be red for the female version of it, which is quite different to the male version, but they haven't shown us that, so I don't know. And then the master runecrafting robes currently look like this. They're looking to change that into this one, so it's red instead. And then I imagine the blue one will just be the lesser version before it's upgraded. As you can see, quite the change though from Infinity Ethereal. And yeah, this one, the Elder Divination outfit, like Elder God vibes being changed into something more looking like a human. The general idea is that they've gone with a red and gold color scheme for all the master outfits. And I don't necessarily like that much. I don't feel like every single master outfit needs to be red and yellow. My personal take on these changes is that I wish the outfits match the skill capes in color scheme. I've seen a couple people agree with that idea too. So the mining one is a bit of a complicated situation. So currently the golden mining suit is this. This is the skilling outfit for mining. So they're changing the golem to be very similar to the golden mining suit. And then they're changing the standard golden mining suit into the silver and blue one. I don't like that change at all because the source of the golden mining suit was from a golden nymph inside of a lava mining area. So the idea was that you were getting golden outfit pieces from a golden nymph. And some people commented on this on the feedback thread, and Jagex responded that they didn't want this white and green one to be the master one because it didn't match the color scheme of red and yellow that they had for the master outfits. Which brings me back to my previous thing of why do they all need to be red and yellow? Divination cape would not match at all with red and yellow. It's a purple cape. The mining outfit wouldn't match with the mining cape because it's brownish and blue. If anything, this outfit fits more closely to the mining cape than the other one does. And frankly, I don't even really like this outfit to begin with. It doesn't look like a mining outfit at all to me. It looks like a prince wanted to go mining, and then he made the most over-the-top outfit possible to go mining. I really like the old school one because it looks like a mining outfit. And if you go the extra mile, you can trim it gold as well if you feel like it. But this one actually has the same colors as the skill cape does, minus the helmet. And that's a general theme for all of old school skilling outfits. They all match the skill capes of the respective skills. Carpentry, for example, uses the same colors as the construction skill cape. Farming one doesn't necessarily, but you look like a farmer, so it doesn't really matter. The pyromancer for fire making 100% looks like it fits with the skill cape. Their original fishing outfit did not, but you look like a fisherman. And then obviously when Temporos came out, the fishing boss, they added this outfit, which 100% also matches the fishing skill cape. Could argue this one doesn't match thieving, but you do look like a thief with it. The smithing one definitely fits with the smithing cape. So my feedback on that is I want the colors to be the same as the 99 and 120 skill capes. You don't need them all to be red and yellow. That just seems kind of boring and bland to me. I also will say I was a little bit disappointed by the designs here. I guess I was expecting the outfits to be changed to look more modern, not just be recolored versions of 15-year-old items. Like take this one for example. This is the Master Archaeology outfit, and you can tell it fits in with the general aesthetic that the world has at the moment, because it was made very recently, like with the release of Archaeology. Now, I don't necessarily think that this outfit looks bad, but it definitely looks older than the Archaeology one. Will say I'm not a big fan of the Divination one in general, the style of that one. But yeah, I figured they would look a bit more up to date. They'd give them a graphical refresh. I realize graphical things take time, but you know, and assuming that people are going to be seeing tons of these outfits if they have cosmetics off, you'd want them to look good, right? And that makes me feel like this change is a bit rushed, like it needs more time for them to properly implement it. I saw a couple of comments agreeing with that idea as well, that this feels a bit rushed and that they need more time to properly change these outfits into something that looks decent. The thieving one they don't have ready to show yet because they're not quite there yet with the design. Black Ibis is currently the base version of the thieving outfit. It looks very Egyptian, as you could tell, because its original source was from Pyramid Plunder, and I think it still is. Then the master one looks like this, and you might be wondering, why does it look so weird? It is slightly see-through. I guess the idea is you're such a good thief, so you need to be slightly invisible, but this is what it looks like when it's in the base version before it's combined into the master version. And I guess this design was not appropriate for thieving, so they're redoing it They are, however, keeping the design of the Dungeoneering, Farming, and Hunter ones. The Dungeoneering one is exciting because it comes in 5 different flavors, one for each Dungeoneering themed floor. This one's for Abandoned, this one's for Furnished floors, and you've got Occult floors, and then finally Warped floors. I do think this one looks really cool, and it does fit with Dungeoneering, so I'm happy that this one is staying. And then the Master Farming one is staying. That one, it looks fine. I guess you look like a farmer. It doesn't really have the colors of farming, but you look like a farmer, so it's fine, I guess. This is the Hunting one for male and for female. I personally think this one looks fine too. I don't mind it staying. They did mention that the Lumberjack one looks so old that they can't realistically just recolor it and say that's good enough. And I kind of agree with that. I mean, this is what it looks like in RuneScape, and this is what it looks like in old school. I mean, you could see that they did very little to change this one, right? And they don't have anything to show for that one as well either at the moment. But I did find this comment from Yui on Reddit, who had a pretty cool suggestion. So they found a couple pieces of the outfit has been upgraded for an NPC. Namely, Oak in Fort 4 and 3 does actually have that patterny shirt that you could use for the outfit. And then the Winter Sports outfit set has this hat, which also looks very similar to Lumberjack. So they could potentially use those pieces, just recolor them maybe, add some textures perhaps to the top. So if we take a pause here and look at the general consensus of these changes, people are generally okay with the changes. There's a 15% dislike rate at the moment. Compared to the other 2 blogs they've done so far, this has the highest like ratio, though obviously it hasn't gone a full day yet. This is within the last 6 hours. It has dropped a bit. It started off at 98%. There have been posts about people saying they hate the idea of non-human wearables being removed, like the shark outfit that changed you into a shark. And I have a feeling these changes will be coming to overrides too. So things like the ogre outfit that I showed you may be on the chopping block too, because it's very bulky. There are different outfits that change you into a bird, like an avian sea. There's an outfit that changes you into a mini Nex. I feel like these things may be getting removed at some point. And while some people dislike it, you can see that the upvote to downvote ratio isn't looking great for the people who like these things. The new skilling outfits look outstanding. Really? Outstanding is a big word. I don't think that's the word I would use. Someone at Jagex must really love brown and red. Here's a comment saying they wish the shark outfit would be turned into a cosmetic that people can toggle off and on. They like parts of it, like the top, for example, that they use regularly and they don't want it to be removed. At some point in time, people did spend money to get some of these outfits. That's a can of worms I'm opening a little bit later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But people have paid real money through loot boxes and keys for these outfits. Here's a comment saying the new skilling outfits look pretty bad compared to the other ones. They're just lazy recolors. They also don't like that the old designs are being removed completely from the game rather than being converted into overrides. My personal opinion on the outfits themselves, like the shark outfit, is I don't really care, to be honest. They can stay if they want to, they can be removed if they want to. I don't have a big opinion on it. I don't use the outfits themselves. I have a very nice outfit that I'm happy with that I use in game. I look like a person. I don't think that any of the items I use will ever be removed because I generally just look like an adventurer in game with some extra fancy outfit pieces. Though I will say, if I put myself in their shoes and try to look at this from their perspective, maybe they like the outfit of being a shark and say Jagex decided purple skin color was no longer acceptable and everyone had to have a realistic skin color in game, then I would lose my purple skin. I would be really upset about that because I do like my purple skin color. There's no real reason behind why I have purple skin. I just really like the color purple, but I would be upset if I couldn't have my purple skin anymore, especially since I also have it in old school RuneScape. So I mean, I can see why people are not happy with some of these changes. And I want to stress this is a minority's opinion. General community is agreeing with these items are intrusive and they should be removed. So I want to stress that point. Like, for example, the opinion of these outfits look outstanding has a 69% upvote. Nice. I think that should be lower because frankly, they are just recolors of 15-year-old items, but there's nothing outstanding about them. They look completely fine, but they're not outstanding. And it does make me feel like this change is a bit rushed and they need more time to properly redesign these outfits to make them fit into the game. So if we move on to the next items, because that was just one part of this, we've got individual items that may not fit into the game as a whole. Here they've singled out Slayer masks and helmets, as well as pumpkin masks and masks of the Grove Guardian. So there are a lot of Slayer masks, and I do agree that many of them do not fit into the general theme. We've got the Mask of Trolls and the Helmet of Trolls. That just makes you look like a troll. Mask of Broken Fingers and Helmet of Dead Hands. Gives you like a bag over your head with a dead hand. They're kind of weird. The general idea with these ones is not necessarily that they want to remove them, and they're not removing them, but what they are doing is making them look more like masks rather than monster heads. So what you could say is that they're removing the helmets to an extent, or the cosmetic version of the helmets, and keeping the mask identity of the Slayer helmets alive. Like the Helm of Petrification makes you look like a cockatrice with the head. Head of Kings gives you the head of a basilisk. Helm of Blood makes you look like a bloodveld. So that's generally the theme. Jellyhead gives you the head of a jelly. I saw a couple comments sad about this one going. And instead you'd have like some gelatin stuck to your forehead, I guess. Made me realize how many Slayer masks there are. So you've got Helm of Foulness, Aberrant Spectre helmet, you've got Dust Devil helmet, you've got the Kurask helmet, Strike Worms, Gargoyles, Dagonoths, Desert Worms, Jadinkos, Abyssal Demon, Black Demon, Automatons, Aqua Knights, Helm of Darkness, Iruts, Ice Strike Worms, and Ganodermic creatures. And so for those, here's an example of what they're doing, but they haven't finished them all yet. Helm of Darkness looks like this. They're going to change it to look more like this. So the mask will generally be on your eyes, I'd say, and then the helmet will cover most of your head, but keep your jawline open, so it still looks like you have a helmet on, and it's not just your entire head, right, that's turned into a monster. And I mean, that change seems fine to me. I don't have any strong opinions on that either. Mask of the Grove Guardian is a relatively new Halloween item in reference to the Halloween version of the Solak boss. And then these pumpkin helmets, which I actually really do like these. They just feel like a more updated version of the 2006 pumpkin mask. They're planning to change these ones too. I'm not entirely sure how. Maybe they'll show the head inside of the mask. Because the jack-o'-lantern mask from 2006, yeah, looks like this. You know, freaking creepy, man. Maybe they would just emphasize that there's a head inside of it rather than there's just being glow. And then as we move on, these following items have been identified as very particle heavy, so they're reducing the amount of particles that come out of these items. Lover's Medallion, Hater's Medallion, and Bat Necklace are 3 necklaces. They're planning on toning down the particles on those ones. And if you want an example, I have the Hater's Medallion on right now. So all these broken purple hearts coming out of my neck, those are from that purple necklace. And I agree, there's way too many purple hearts coming out of it. If they toned it down, maybe halved it, or even more, to be honest. I don't even use it for the particles. I just like the purple necklace itself. This is what the Lover's Amulet looks like and the amount of particles coming out of that. And here you got the Bat one. This is the amount of particles coming out of that. The Bat one seems quite subtle to me though, so I don't really feel like that one needs to change, but maybe they want to just reduce that a little bit. They're looking to tone down the glow on Cinderbanes. I mean, they do glow quite nicely, but it's never been something that I've thought about needed a change, to be honest. Same with some Mead Clubs, which are actually just Cinderbanes, but golden versions of them. I can see where they're coming from on wanting to tone down the glow on the Alchemist amulets because they are very bright. Look at these things. They're so bright you could take these things to a rave and fit in. They want to tone down the particles on the Gatherer's Cape, which I can understand. There's a lot of water coming off of it. Tune down the smoke effects on the Damis outfit. Frankly, this one seems quite tame to me, but alright. The light version of that outfit. The Camille's outfit, which I completely understand. This one is a bit intense, isn't it? And the Farid outfit, which again, I understand there's a lot of fire coming out of the neck on this one. They've also said they dislike the soul capes that you can unlock through speed killing Nomad after Nomad's Elegy quest, saying that apparently this is particle effects. I always thought this was just a similar design to Fire Cape, where there's a texture rolling through it. But apparently these are particles. So all these different colored versions. So they want to change this one, but also keep it around, change these ones to use a new particle system that they've been using recently. I don't know, they haven't showed what those would look like yet. And then they go on to say that the following items have too many issues associated with them or have particularly insurmountable issues. These problems make their continued existence alongside the visual standards no longer viable, and they will be removed from the game entirely. These include the Flaming Head item, just sets your head on fire, and the Flaming Skull, which has you turn into a flaming skull and sets it on fire. Then there's the Zodiac items, which are massive. These can be changed to different parts of the dragon's body. You also got the tail. I mean, I can get it. These things are massively huge. They come in a whole range of different colors. from gold to black to red. And I mean, I think it looks cool personally, but I understand it doesn't fit into the game at all. It's very obnoxiously large. The mimic helmet is apparently a problem, which I find a little bit strange because you can see my character's head inside of it. It's almost like they don't want any mention of treasure hunter to stay in the game, so they're removing this. This is a weird decision though, because mimic exists in old school as well, and this is just a helmet where you can see the character's face inside of it. So surely just opening the mouth more so you can see the head inside easier would be the way to solve this one, right? Because like, how is this any worse than this outfit, you know? How is it any different? You can see pretty much the same amount of the character's eyes. This one makes you look like a frog, right? So I mean, just because this one was released 25 years ago. The octopus backpack they want to remove, which I've always found really creepy, but in old school you get to have monkeys on your shoulder, but you're not allowed to have octopuses on RuneScape 3. That's seen enough anime to know where that one's going. Now the last two that they plan to remove caught me a little bit by surprise: the super disco outfit and infected zombie outfit. So the super disco outfit looks like this. So you can recolor it. It doesn't have to look this garishly green. Frankly, it just kind of looks like a magic outfit to me, right? I mean, the Star Bloom, if you added a magic hat to it, it would pretty much look like a magic outfit, in my opinion. The female version looks quite different, but again, this doesn't feel like it stands out that much. It's like there's flared pants in the game already. Frankly, again, I don't really care. It's just I don't use these outfits, but I don't feel like they're that crazy compared to some of the magic outfits in the game. One person really likes this outfit and they use it, and they have quite a lot of support as well, 81% upvote. So I mean, I don't feel like the disco outfit is very intrusive personally, but that's just my opinion. The infected zombie outfit, I sort of understand. I mean, this is one version of it. You can see a lot of details in this one. This one is still a little bit unsettling, but like this one seems perfectly normal, right? Up until Halloween last year, this one was still possible to purchase for microtransaction currency. So literally 4 months ago, they were selling this outfit for microtransaction currency, and now it's just being deleted. Which brings me to one of the topics I wanted to talk about earlier. Other than the mention of keepsake keys being refunded if you have any of these items converted into your wardrobe, there is no mention of any compensation or refunds for these outfits. Now, people have spent real-life money on these outfits, and I know that in the terms of service of RuneScape, we don't technically own anything. Jagex owns the account, it owns all the unlocks on the account, they can remove anything they want to at any given moment, they can ban you, they don't have to say why, they can just do it if they feel like it, and that's all stuff you have to agree to when you start playing the game. But it does leave a bad taste in my mouth that outfits are just being deleted with no compensation or refunds. Because surely if one outfit that you paid maybe 20 bucks for at some point gets deleted from your account, maybe you were a completionist who works collecting outfits. Maybe you weren't planning on using the outfit much, but you were collecting them as they got released because you had that drive of being a completionist and wanting to fill your wardrobe or collect items that were being released. Surely it seems fair that you would at least get partially a refund for an outfit that's being removed and you can no longer use. Some people probably did like these outfits and they were using it. And I'm not saying like pay them back money. That's ridiculous. Spending $2,000 3 years ago, you're not going to get $2,000 back from a company, right? They would go bankrupt really fast if they had to pay out that kind of money. They're removing some outfits. Maybe they'd compensate you with some rune coins so you could go to the marketplace, maybe find a new outfit that you like there. You could buy that and use that instead. A broader problem with gaming as an industry right now that I have a problem with is that companies don't seem to have a value for their in-game items, and they don't seem to consider there being a value for their in-game currency either. It's like you're paying money for a currency in-game, and then as soon as you've paid the money, that currency is now technically useless. It has no perceived value to the company or to anyone outside of the game, and so that money that you just spent is gone. The outfit might be worth $20 to you, but it's not worth that to anyone else, including the company. And that's not a complaint about Jagex. That's a complaint about the gaming industry as a whole. Every single microtransaction store that sells outfits thinks this way. It's like they sell these outfits for $20, but the moment you purchase that outfit, it loses all value. And I personally think that that's wrong. It should have at least in-game value in the form of in-game currency still. And in the event that it was removed, you should be compensated that amount of in-game currency back. In the event of the infected zombie outfit or the super disco outfit, I would say they'd probably price those around 400 rune coins because that's what the general basic outfits are priced at. So you would, in that theory, get 400 rune coins, or approximately, for each of those outfits being removed. In a perfect world, you know, but we don't live in a perfect world, but in a perfect world, that's how it should be done, right? There was another thread that I forgot to pin, but the flaming skull, one of the items being removed, is for sale through the Premier Membership Token store. This is an example of an item that I feel should be refunded a premium token so you can buy a different item. It seems unfair to just remove someone's premium token because you only get a handful of those every year as a premium member anyway. As always, Jagex are eager to hear your feedback, so take to Reddit or leave comments below on this video on what your thoughts are on these changes. We'll have to see how the sentiment changes, but I imagine that people are generally positive towards this change. Thank God the shark outfit has always pissed me off in a way I can't really describe. There are very vocally mixed opinions because a lot of people are disappointed that the visuals of these changed outfits, specifically the skilling outfits and the master ones, aren't being upgraded to look more modern. They're just using the old look with recolors that don't even match the skill's color identity. And I feel like they really should hammer down that master outfits should have the colors of the skill implemented into them. Master runecrafting outfit could be white and gold. The master fishing outfit could be blue and gold. I personally love the fishing outfit in old school because it's got the exact same colors as the fishing cape. Not only that, but the bandana has a little fish on it as well. It just matches perfectly. Did Jagex join ham? What's wrong with looking non-human? That's a good comment. I like that actually. Creative. The golden mining suit never looked good and isn't grounded. What kind of miner wears that? I completely agree. I've never liked it either. I really think that one needs a complete rework. I know I'm in the minority, but the new skilling outfits visuals are trash and are pretty much a confirmation of all the worst fears since the visual recentering was announced. So while the upvotes and downvotes make it pretty clear that more people like it than dislike it, there are concerns, and I think they're completely valid concerns, that this feels rushed and they should take more time to get the visuals of the skilling outfits properly implemented. The Mimic is being unfairly targeted because it was associated with Treasure Hunter 10 years ago. Only 19% disagree with that, and I agree with him. The Mimic helmet is just as intrusive as the Frog helmet, and the Frog helmet's been in the game since pretty much launch. Not to mention mimics often appear in fantasy settings, and the Mimic is in both old school RuneScape and in RuneScape 3 already. So I also want to stress that these changes aren't final. You can still leave feedback if you go to Reddit. You can leave a comment below this video as well. They are posting these blogs so that we can give feedback and our opinions on it early enough so that they do have time to change it before they plan to release it. And while I don't agree with necessarily all the changes they've made today, I do like the direction that they're heading in, and I feel like we can guide them in the right direction by leaving good feedback so we can land somewhere that both Jagex and the players are happy with.